I'm Grace with the CSE, and today we're here at the Cannabis and Technology event in downtown Toronto. This incredible event space features 2 demonstration zones on either side of the room to influence real conversations with industry leaders in the cannabis space.
We're seeing some really interesting developments in the technology space. Certainly, up to now, it's been pretty much a cultivation story in Canada. But these companies need a lot of help in terms of seed-to-sale provenance, for example. Of course, delivery systems and formulations that will become legal under Cannabis 2.0, as we're calling it, as edibles and other delivery systems become legal in Canada, or at least in most jurisdictions in Canada. And so we're seeing an awful lot of companies that are springing up in order to meet the needs of the existing industry and to take us in some new and interesting directions. Well, I was asked to provide a little bit of context for the day here today, which is focusing on cannabis and technology, to talk really about how far we've come and how quickly. And so from humble beginnings with a couple of companies in the spring of 2014, Canadian Securities Exchange grew to have 177 odd companies in the cannabis space, with companies represented literally from Asia, South America, Caribbean Basin, North America, Europe, and the Middle East at this point, and making Toronto the global hub of finance for the cannabis industry. Really an incredible achievement over a 5-year time period. One of the highlights, I think, of the Canadian Securities Exchange's activity in the cannabis space is that over the last 18 months, issuers on the exchange have raised almost $6.5 billion for the cannabis industry. Far and away, obviously, the most active sector from a fundraising perspective, but again, has reinforced Canada's public markets as the go-to source for growth capital for the industry around the world.
Yeah, so what we really wanted to do with Cannabis Technology is to actually track the supply chain of cannabis from sort of early stage cultivation to consumer and patient-facing technologies and everything in between. So they will have missed that transition from sort of early stage to the end. We think we're really providing something interesting for the industry, the players in it, and folks learning to learn a lot more, that you can actually track sort of through compliance and technology and transparency what's really happening in the sector in a very interesting way, and what's happening uniquely in Canada, actually. Yeah, so the Business of Cannabis, early days, we said we want to learn everything that's happening in the sector. And the Canadian sector especially, the underpinning is really cannabis and technology. From early stage, like how, when, why, where's the product going? Health Canada wants to know for sure, but actually how do you make cannabis grow more efficiently? How do you extract it more efficiently? What about the products and services you're offering? And really that underpinning, this technology underpinning, is what differentiates the Canadian marketplace from really anywhere else. It's also what the rest of the world is looking to Canada to develop and want to sort of cut what's happening here and paste it there. And that's good for Canadian companies because they're the ones doing it here. Yeah, so you're on to get to know the Business of Cannabis more by going to businessofcannabis.ca. And actually this event has been live streamed, and so we live stream a lot of what we do. We archive everything so people who did miss it can actually check in on it, and we'll continue to push it out through our social channels on Twitter, especially BFC_Canada. We're also heavily on LinkedIn, so you can check out Business of Cannabis there. And a lot of the things and conversations we've had over the past couple of hours, we'll continue to put online over the next couple of weeks.
We hope you learned a lot at today's Cannabis and Technology event. For more videos like this, subscribe to CSE TV on YouTube.